Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Are the Saudis going to take Caitlin Clark away from the WNBA? We already talked in a previous video about NECA going, the supposed union president for the players, the WNBA union rep, I guess, and heading over to Saudi Arabia. There's no hypocrisy there at all. Of course not. But anyway, let's dig into this because there's also something really important I want to talk about in terms of where it's being played and the money being put into it and so forth. So do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's dig in. As you can see here, massive amounts of money. WNBA rival league makes funding announcement after $5 billion target amid aim to attract Caitlin Clark. Project B, a women's basketball league, has begun to sign players after raising investment from some of the world's biggest sports stars. So yeah, you've got people like Candace Parker involved in this. So it says it's getting ready to shake up women's basketball in 2026. Now think about that. Think about if this league, right, it's inaugural season November of 2026. Just think if that's happening right after there was no WNBA season in 2026, and then a bunch of players going over to this league and making more money, then a bunch of players playing in Unrivaled and making more money. Don't tell me there is no conflict of interest with the player Brianna Stewart, Nafisa Collier, Nneka Agwumike, whatever. They have no business representing these players in these CBA negotiations. Absolutely none. Competition is a 5-on-5 women's basketball league that is set to debut in November 2026. It's already begun signing some of the WNBA's players. We talked about that. But here's what's really interesting because this goes to, again, the money. We saw the thing with Live and the golf program. It's going to be 66 players, 6 teams of 11, offering salaries that stump current WNBA contracts. Yeah, I'm hearing 7 figures, which is absolutely insane. Now, here's the thing where it gets tricky, and this is where you get into the propaganda. And I've seen this being pushed a lot. Even people who I would not suspect would push this because, again, there's a lot of, well, wait a minute. WNBA players embracing a league in Saudi Arabia, most of whom have a lifestyle that would, well, let's just say it would shorten their lifespan over there. I will put it that way. YouTube gets funky with some words. But here's the thing, and here's the propaganda you got to pay attention to. Financial Times reported that an upstart international basketball league condemned, codenamed condemned Project B, because well, it says baseball. They meant basketball. That threw me off. Was being backed by Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund. The league had an investment target of 5 billion, a goal that makes sense when considering it wants to host events across Asia, Europe, and South America. Now, what people are saying, and of course they talk about going after Caitlin Clark. Of course they want to go after Caitlin Clark. It makes complete sense, doesn't it? But here's what it's saying. Now, here's the part that says Candace Parker, Alana Beard, Novak Djokovic are investors as well. Now, ex-Facebook executive and co-founder of the league, Grady Burnett, confirmed to reporters last week there is no money coming from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. See, they want to disconnect from that. They want to talk about they're playing in other places and there's no money from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. But as we will see, that's not true. And this is where it gets tricky. And you got to really pay attention to the sources and the information they give you. We're building a global basketball league, so we want a global diversified cap table around us, Burnett told Front Office Sports. That doesn't include any dollars from Saudi Arabia. However, she did confirm that a Saudi Arabian company named Sella is involved in Project B, and then tried to downplay it by saying we have partnerships with a lot of companies around the world. Sella is one event partner that we pay money to. We do not have any dollars coming from them. It's a wholly owned subsidiary based in London that has done a ton of events globally, including the most recent big boxing events, the America's Cup, a bunch of other global sporting events. They are a global partner of many people around the world. Now, again, if you listen to that, right, it sounds like, oh, okay, well, it's a Saudi Arabian company, but that's not the same thing as money from Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and is really trying to downplay the involvement. Here's the thing, folks, that is owned by the Saudi Arabian government. Because Who owns Sella, folks? Who owns Sella? The Saudi Arabian government owns Sella through the Public Investment Fund, which is the sovereign wealth fund of Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia. So there you go. Yes, the league is owned by the Saudi Arabian government, where, women like the ones in the WNBA don't have a lot of rights. But of course, they're willing to take the money and go over there, which tells you a lot about how much they stand behind all of their activism. It is convenient, right? It's all about convenience. When their activism doesn't actually cost them anything, they are fully on board. Fully on board. Okay. But it's just like I said before with the last men's World Cup in soccer being in Qatar, all of these players and leagues that were so focused since 2020 about ending racism and kneeling and all of that, and I'm not even saying that was bad. My point being, when the World Cup came up and it's in Qatar, where certain lifestyles are punishable by no longer being alive, they were very, very silent. And all of a sudden, all these players who were doing the kneeling and doing the speaking and all that, they had nothing to say but, well, I'm just a soccer player and we're here to focus on soccer. Absolute cowardly hypocrites, and that's what we're getting from the WNBA players as well. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Really do appreciate it. Go have the day you deserve. I will talk to you later.